Welcome, dear friends, to a peaceful journey through 150 fascinating facts about South Park, the groundbreaking animated series that has been both a mirror to society and a beacon of irreverent humor since its debut. What began as a simple, crude, puppet based show has grown into a cultural phenomenon that continues to push boundaries and challenge conventions. Tonight, we will gently drift through the origins of South Park, the creators behind the laughter, and the beloved characters who have become icons in the world of television. Together, we will reflect on its evolution, the unforgettable episodes, and the moments that have touched the hearts of so many, leaving a legacy of laughter, rebellion, and surprising tenderness. Now, as we embark on this journey through the colorful, quirky world of South Park, take a deep breath and feel the calm wash over you. Allow the noise of the day to melt away as you settle in, breathing softly, loosening the tension in your body, and letting the quiet of the night surround you. With each fact, you'll be gently guided through a world that is as complex and bold as it is comforting in its familiarity. And if you enjoy drifting through stories like this, you're welcome to subscribe and softly tell me where you're listening from tonight. Now, let us begin our journey into the heart of South Park. Fact 1. South Park began its journey in 1992 as a simple holiday card animation. Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators, originally made it as a short film titled The Spirit of Christmas, using paper cutouts. The animation's raw style and satirical humor immediately caught attention, leading to the show's evolution into a full-fledged television series on August 13th, 1997. The show's distinctive animation, created with a deliberately simplistic cutout technique, would become one of its most enduring features, setting it apart from other cartoons. Fact 2. Trey Parker and Matt Stone have voiced most of the characters in South Park themselves. Their vocal range is astonishing, from the high-pitched tones of characters like Stan and Kyle to the deep, gruff voices of characters like Randy Marsh. This personal touch adds a unique flavor to the show, making the characters feel like extensions of their creators. Their willingness to tackle multiple roles gives South Park a distinct, authentic sound that's both recognizable and beloved. Fact 3. The show was initially criticized for its crude humor, but over time, it gained a cult following, becoming known for its unapologetic satire. South Park took on issues like politics, religion, and social norms with humor that often pushed the boundaries of what was deemed acceptable on television. Yet through it all, it remained grounded in its own style, never shying away from controversial topics, but always using humor as a tool to shed light on the absurdities of the world. Fact 4. The first full episode, Cartman Gets an Anal Probe, aired in 1997. The episode introduces the iconic characters of the small Colorado town, setting the tone for the entire series. From aliens to the bizarre happenings that occur regularly in South Park, the show's surreal sense of humor was clear from the very start. The episode also established a format that the show would continue to follow: unpredictable, bold, and filled with moments that make you think, even as they make you laugh. Fact 5. One of the most beloved aspects of South Park is its remarkable consistency. Episodes are often written in as little as 6 days. The quick turnaround allows the show to stay relevant, tackling current events and issues almost immediately after they occur. Trey Parker and Matt Stone's ability to produce timely, often politically charged episodes at such a rapid pace is one of the things that sets South Park apart from other animated shows. It ensures that the show remains fresh and reflective of the ever changing cultural landscape. Fact 6. Despite its crude animation and humor, South Park has always had a deep emotional core. Many episodes explore themes of friendship, loyalty, and family. Though the characters are often placed in absurd and extreme situations, their relationships are grounded in emotional truth. From Stan's struggles with his parents to the camaraderie between the boys, South Park uses its raw humor as a way to address deeper, more universal themes that resonate with its audience, making it more than just a cartoon. Fact 7. South Park has had a significant influence on other adult animated series. Shows like Family Guy and The Simpsons may have paved the way for adult animation, but South Park took the genre in bold new directions. It proved that animated series could be just as cutting edge, relevant, and controversial as live action TV shows, influencing a generation of cartoons to come. The show also demonstrated the power of animation as a vehicle for pushing boundaries and exploring taboo topics with humor and depth. Fact 8. The iconic characters of South Park are based on the creators' real life experiences. Stan, Kyle, Cartman, and Kenny represent aspects of Parker and Stone's personalities, shaped by their own childhoods. Stan, for example, is often portrayed as the everyman, someone trying to make sense of the world around him. Kyle is the outsider, often grappling with his identity and his place in a town that seems to be at odds with his worldview. This grounding in personal experience helps make the characters feel authentic, even in their wildest moments. Fact 9. The theme song of South Park, known for its simplicity and catchy rhythm, was also written by Trey Parker. The song, South Park, first aired during the pilot episode and became a hallmark of the show's distinctive style. Its repetitive, almost childlike melody perfectly matches the tone of the show, an unpolished, raw approach to storytelling that never takes itself too seriously. The song remains one of the most memorable aspects of South Park, instantly evoking images of the town and its eccentric residents. Fact 10. South Park's animation style, often perceived as rudimentary, is actually a deliberate choice. Trey Parker and Matt Stone wanted the show's look to feel simple and handmade, reflecting the DIY ethos of the creators. The characters are made to appear as paper cutouts, with minimal movement and exaggerated features. This style became one of the show's trademarks, adding to its charm and allowing it to tackle even the most serious subjects in a lighthearted, non threatening way. Fact 11. Trey Parker and Matt Stone's unique humor often comes from their ability to create irreverent but surprisingly insightful social commentary. South Park holds up a mirror to society, reflecting its absurdities with an almost frightening accuracy. Whether they are mocking political figures or everyday norms, the show's sharp wit and fearless approach force us to confront the uncomfortable truths we often overlook. Despite its crudeness, South Park continually reminds us to question authority and the systems that shape our lives, all while making us laugh at the very absurdity of it all. Fact 12. The character of Eric Cartman is one of the most iconic and controversial figures in television history. His selfishness, arrogance, and lack of empathy often make him the villain of many episodes. Yet despite his flaws, Cartman's complexity as a character is undeniable. He represents the darker, more unapologetic aspects of human nature. In a show that often seeks to challenge societal expectations, Cartman becomes an exaggerated reflection of the parts of ourselves that we might prefer to ignore: selfishness, entitlement, and manipulation, making him a character that is as disturbing as he is hilarious. Fact 13: Kenny's death became a running joke in the show's early seasons. In almost every episode, the character Kenny McCormick would meet a violent, absurd, or comical end, only to return unharmed in the next episode. This grim yet comedic gimmick became a hallmark of South Park, highlighting the show's willingness to embrace dark humor and break the traditional rules of storytelling. The repeated deaths also became symbolic of the absurdity of life and death itself, a way of exploring the fragility of existence in a world where anything, no matter how bizarre, could happen. Fact 14: The show's creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, have been known for their sharp and often controversial political satire. Episodes like Tst and the Pandemic Special critique both conservative and liberal viewpoints, showing that South Park is not confined to any one ideology. The show takes aim at everyone, regardless of political affiliation, using humor to deflate the seriousness of political discourse and highlight the ridiculousness of partisan divides. This equal opportunity satire ensures that South Park remains relevant in an ever polarized world, challenging all sides with equal fervor. Fact 15: South Park has a unique ability to create musical numbers that are both absurd and deeply memorable. Songs like Uncle Fucker and Blame Canada from the South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut movie showcase the show's knack for turning raunchy humor into catchy, almost infectious tunes. These musical moments not only provide a break from the usual dialogue heavy scenes, but also reflect the show's commitment to blending comedy with musical theater elements. Through these unexpected musical interludes, South Park continues to surprise and delight audiences, making even the most controversial subjects catchy. Fact 16: Kenny's mask was originally designed to be a simple representation of his working class roots, with his parka and hood meant to symbolize the struggles of the lower socioeconomic classes. His consistent death and resurrection, however, turned him into a symbol of resilience. Despite the hardships and absurdities of life, Kenny always comes back, unscathed and ready for the next ridiculous adventure. Over time, this theme of survival and renewal has echoed through many South Park episodes, reminding viewers that no matter the obstacles, life continues, often in the most unexpected and chaotic ways. Fact 17: The show's iconic characters all share a distinct, almost archetypal quality, which allows them to speak to broader human experiences. For instance, Stan, the everyman, represents the voice of reason amid chaos. Kyle's outsider status often positions him as the moral compass, challenging the prevailing norms. Cartman's unrestrained desires reveal humanity's more base, impulsive traits. And Kenny, with his mysterious and often tragic fate, serves as a symbol of the random nature of life and death. Together, they form a group of characters that reflects the complexity of the human experience in its many forms. Fact 18: The cultural impact of South Park cannot be overstated. The show's willingness to take on topics ranging from religion to pop culture to global politics has made it one of the most relevant and influential programs of its time. In fact, it has inspired numerous other shows and creators who have sought to replicate its irreverent tone and satirical voice. Whether you love it or hate it, South Park has undoubtedly shaped the landscape of animated television and remains a touchstone for discussions about free speech, humor, and artistic freedom in media. Fact 19. Over the years, South Park has garnered a wide range of celebrity guest stars, many of whom have voiced themselves in one off appearances. These cameos are often played for laughs, with celebrities being thrown into bizarre, often embarrassing situations. But these guest appearances also highlight the show's ability to blend the real and fictional worlds, showing that no one, no matter how famous, can escape the playful, chaotic world of South Park. These celebrity appearances add a fun layer of reality to the otherwise fantastical storylines, making them all the more absurd. Fact 20. The South Park movie, South Park, Bigger, Longer, an uncut 1999, was a critical and commercial success, despite being based on an animated TV show that many considered too crude for mainstream audiences. The movie elevated the show's satire, taking on everything from censorship to the absurdity of war. The film's success proved that South Park was more than just a raunchy cartoon. It was a cultural force capable of pushing boundaries and making serious commentary on serious issues, all while making the audience laugh and sing along to catchy, irreverent songs. Fact 21. Trey Parker and Matt Stone's dedication to South Park is evident in their involvement with nearly every aspect of the show. From writing and directing to composing music and voicing characters, the duo's hands on approach has been integral to the show's success. Their involvement extends to the show's production, where they work on scripts and edit each episode themselves, ensuring that the essence of their creative vision is preserved. This level of personal investment has helped maintain South Park's unique voice and style, allowing it to remain fresh and relevant for over 2 decades. Fact 22. The character of Butters Stotch, introduced in the second season, quickly became a fan favorite. His naive, innocent nature provides a sharp contrast to the often cynical and jaded behavior of the other kids. Butters' vulnerability and sweetness made him the perfect character to be dragged into ridiculous situations, creating a comedic dynamic that viewers adored. Over time, Butters has evolved into a more complex character, his innocent nature occasionally giving way to darker impulses, making him one of the most interesting and unpredictable characters in the show. Fact 23. The format of South Park has evolved significantly over the years, particularly in its treatment of current events. Early episodes were more episodic, with each story standing on its own. However, the show later adopted a more serialized structure, especially in its later seasons, where ongoing storylines are explored in greater depth. This shift allowed for more intricate, long-term character development and gave the creators the opportunity to tackle pressing issues in real time, making the show more relevant and immediate. Fact 24. In South Park's world, nothing is sacred. No person, group, or ideology is beyond the show's satirical reach. From its portrayal of politicians to its critiques of celebrities, South Park has consistently pushed the boundaries of what is deemed acceptable on television. This willingness to take on powerful figures and institutions has made the show both controversial and beloved. Its refusal to shy away from sensitive topics is a testament to its creators' commitment to freedom of expression, allowing the show to be both a vehicle for social commentary and an outlet for irreverent humor. Fact 25. Kenny's death, though played for laughs in earlier seasons, also served as a vehicle for exploring deeper philosophical themes. His repeated, often absurdly violent deaths, combined with his eventual resurrection, became a metaphor for the cyclical nature of life and death. Over time, South Park used Kenny's fate as a way of exploring existential questions about existence, the randomness of life, and the inevitability of death. What started as a dark joke became a recurring element that added depth to the show's otherwise irreverent tone. Fact 26. The show's creators are known for their quick wit and ability to write and animate episodes at an astonishing pace. In many cases, episodes are written and animated in just 1 week. This rapid turnaround allows South Park to stay current, reflecting the news and trends of the day almost as soon as they happen. The show's ability to comment on events in real time, often with biting satire, is one of the reasons it has remained so relevant in an ever changing cultural landscape. Or fact 27. South Park has a unique ability to blend absurdity with real world commentary, often using over the top scenarios to shine a light on serious issues. Episodes like The Death of Eric Cartman explore the idea of self perception, guilt, and the desire for change, all while using the show's signature chaotic humor. Through its bizarre plots and outlandish situations, South Park offers subtle but poignant commentary on everything from personal growth to society's treatment of outsiders, all while keeping viewers laughing at the absurdity of it all. Fact 28. South Park has a rich history of tackling controversial subjects, many of which have sparked public debate. Episodes like Trapped in the Closet, which critiques Scientology, and 201, which addresses sensitive topics like the portrayal of Muhammad, highlight the show's willingness to explore the most contentious issues of the day. While these episodes have often generated backlash, they also underscore the show's mission to challenge authority and question societal norms, regardless of the controversy it may spark. Fact 29. Though South Park often embraces absurd humor and slapstick comedy, the show's writers are skilled at using satire to expose societal hypocrisy. For instance, episodes like The Stick of Truth parody everything from video game tropes to politics, using humor to examine larger cultural issues. In these moments, South Park's creators demonstrate their keen understanding of human nature and their ability to shine a light on the contradictions within modern society, all while maintaining the show's irreverent, chaotic energy. Fact 30. Throughout its run, South Park has had an immense influence on the broader landscape of television. The show's fearless approach to satire and its willingness to address taboo topics paved the way for other adult animated series, such as Family Guy and the Boondocks. Its blend of crude humor and insightful social commentary helped to redefine what animated television could achieve. By combining elements of shock value with a deeper exploration of society, South Park remains one of the most influential and groundbreaking shows in television history. Fact 31. South Park's irreverence is evident not only in its humor, but also in its refusal to adhere to traditional storytelling norms. Episodes often break the fourth wall, with characters directly acknowledging the absurdity of their situations. This self awareness allows the show to play with expectations and keep viewers on their toes. Whether it's an unexpected twist or a surprising shift in tone, South Park has mastered the art of subverting audience expectations, making every episode feel fresh and unpredictable, even after more than 2 decades on air. Fact 32: the show's creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, have often cited their love for film as a major influence on South Park's storytelling. Many of the show's episodes pay homage to classic movie genres and scenes, from spaghetti westerns to horror films. For example, the South Park movie, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, is a parody of musicals, blending satirical humor with Broadway style songs. This cinematic influence is woven throughout the show, adding layers of depth to the episodes and showcasing Parker and Stone's appreciation for film as both a medium and an art form. Fact 33: despite its often crude and controversial humor, South Park is remarkably progressive when it comes to its treatment of marginalized groups. The show has tackled issues such as racism, homophobia, and gender inequality, often using humor to expose the absurdity of discrimination. Through characters like Tweek and Craig, who develop a relationship in later seasons, South Park explores themes of love and acceptance in a way that feels both groundbreaking and hilariously absurd. The show's progressive stance often shines through in its ability to make light of serious social issues while challenging outdated norms. Fact 34: South Park's ability to create memorable guest characters is another hallmark of the show. Over the years, numerous celebrities, politicians, and historical figures have appeared on the show, often portrayed in exaggerated, comedic ways. Characters like Saddam Hussein, Al Gore, and even Oprah Winfrey have made appearances, each one poking fun at their public personas or addressing real world issues. These guest appearances add a sense of variety to the show, keeping it relevant and expanding the South Park universe in both humorous and often unexpected ways. Fact 35: the show's ability to adapt and evolve with the times is one of its greatest strengths. As society and technology have changed, so has South Park. The show has addressed everything from the rise of social media to the impact of the internet on politics. Its relevance is maintained by constantly updating its humor to reflect contemporary issues, ensuring that each episode resonates with viewers in a world that is continually shifting. This adaptability has kept South Park fresh and engaging, even as it remains rooted in its satirical, anti establishment ethos. Fact 36: South Park has often been praised for its commitment to animation innovation. While the early episodes were deliberately crude, over time, the show has experimented with new animation techniques. For example, the show introduced a new style of animation in the 21st century using computer generated imagery, CGI, to enhance certain scenes without losing the raw, cut out aesthetic that defines the show. This balance between simplicity and technical sophistication has allowed South Park to stay visually fresh while maintaining its signature look, ensuring that the show's style continues to stand out. Fact 37: the South Park movie, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, received critical acclaim not only for its humor, but also for its surprisingly poignant moments. The film tackles issues like censorship, freedom of speech, and the influence of the media in ways that feel both relevant and timeless. By blending crude humor with heartfelt songs, the movie was able to address these important topics while keeping the South Park charm intact. Its success proved that the show was capable of delivering both satire and emotion, further cementing its place in the cultural zeitgeist. Fact 38: the creator's background in film and theater is evident in many South Park episodes, especially in the show's musical numbers. Trey Parker and Matt Stone both have a deep love for Broadway, and their musical influences are reflected in episodes like The Pandemic Special and The China Problem, where characters break into song to express their feelings. These musical interludes are not just humorous, but also serve to advance the plot, deepen character development, and heighten the emotional resonance of the episodes, showing how the creators have seamlessly integrated musical theater into their storytelling. Fact 39: South Park has explored the concept of childhood innocence versus adult corruption in several episodes. The characters, particularly the four boys, often serve as reflections of the world around them, with their youthful perspectives constantly challenged by the harsh realities of life. Episodes like The Death of Eric Cartman and A Cause for Applause explore this dynamic, showcasing how the innocence of childhood can be both preserved and destroyed by the complex, often absurd world in which the children live. This tension between innocence and corruption is one of the show's recurring themes. Fact 40: the show's refusal to shy away from taboo topics has earned it both criticism and praise. Episodes like The China Problem, Integrity Farm's Halloween Special tackle sensitive issues such as corporate greed, consumerism, and the moral ambiguity of big business. While these topics are often explored through absurd scenarios, the show's sharp commentary forces viewers to confront uncomfortable truths about society. South Park's willingness to take on these difficult topics has allowed it to remain relevant in an ever changing world, constantly challenging the status quo with humor and irreverence. Fact 41: one of the most innovative aspects of South Park is its ability to stay relevant in real time. The creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, famously produce episodes in just 6 days, which allows them to respond quickly to current events. This fast turnaround time has given the show the flexibility to address breaking news, political scandals, and viral moments almost immediately. By doing so, South Park remains an essential cultural commentary, able to react and satirize the world around us with speed and precision, ensuring its place as a key voice in television. Fact 42: the character of Mr. Mackey, the school counselor, is often seen as a symbol of authority, but in his own way, he reflects the absurdity of the educational system. His infamous catchphrase, "Mackay," and his overly cautious attitude make him a source of humor, but also a subtle commentary on the ineffectiveness of institutional responses to students' needs. Mr. Mackey represents how bureaucracy often complicates what should be simple solutions, making him both a laughable and relatable character in the context of education's flaws. Fact 43: South Park's portrayal of religion, particularly in episodes like The Passion of the Jew and Go God Go, has sparked debates about the show's stance on faith. However, its approach is never truly anti religious. Instead, it uses religion as a platform to explore human hypocrisy, belief systems, and the manipulation of faith. The show does not shy away from addressing controversial topics like the commercialization of religion or the blind zealotry that can accompany it, offering viewers a chance to reflect on their own beliefs while still laughing at the ridiculousness of it all. Fact 44: the show's use of satire extends beyond just politics and religion to include pop culture phenomena. Episodes like The Pandemic Special and Smug Alert parody everything from social media to the environmental movement. South Park's ability to skew and lampoon popular culture is part of what has kept it relevant for so long. The show does not simply follow trends, but instead responds to them, examining the absurdities of modern life through the lens of its irreverent humor, which allows it to remain fresh even as the world around it changes. Fact 45. One of the most iconic and enduring aspects of South Park is its willingness to challenge the concept of good and evil. Characters like Eric Cartman often blur the lines between villain and anti hero, and many episodes explore the moral ambiguity of the actions of the main characters. In episodes such as The Last of the Mohicans and Tst, the show grapples with the consequences of bad behavior, often without offering clear resolutions. This moral complexity encourages viewers to question their own values and assumptions while keeping the tone lighthearted and comedic. Fact 46. Kenny McCormick's recurring deaths in the show have often been used to explore the randomness and harshness of life. His deaths are not just jokes, but serve as a vehicle for existential reflections on mortality. The fact that Kenny always returns, unscathed, in the next episode highlights the cyclical nature of life and death, suggesting that no matter how absurd or unfair life may seem, it continues regardless. This nihilistic view, while dark, is often balanced by the show's characteristic humor, making these moments both thought provoking and ridiculous at the same time. Fact 47. South Park is often recognized for its ability to address social issues with sharp wit and cutting humor. Episodes like All About Mormons and The Snook address serious topics such as religion, politics, and national security. But the show never shies away from using satire to tackle these issues. By focusing on humor rather than lecturing, South Park allows its audience to think critically about the world while laughing at its absurdities. This method of education through comedy has made the show an important tool for cultural reflection and discussion. Fact 48. The show's success in creating memorable quotes and catchphrases has helped solidify its place in popular culture. Whether it's Cartman's Respect My Authority or Mr. Mackey's McKay, South Park has produced an endless stream of lines that have transcended the show itself. These catchphrases not only provide instant recognition, but also encapsulate the essence of each character's personality. South Park's ability to craft these moments ensures that even its most trivial dialogue resonates with fans who often find themselves repeating the iconic phrases long after the episode has ended. Fact 49. South Park has continually reinvented itself by experimenting with different narrative formats. From full-length movies to holiday specials and musical episodes, the show's flexibility in its storytelling style keeps things fresh. Episodes like Imagination Land and The Coon showcase South Park's ability to break free from its usual format and dive into different genres, from fantasy to superhero satire. These creative shifts allow the show to maintain its originality and avoid stagnation, all while remaining true to its irreverent humor and satirical edge. Fact 50. The character of Randy Marsh, Stan's father, has grown from a minor role into one of the most beloved characters in South Park. Initially portrayed as a clueless and somewhat inept father, Randy has evolved into one of the most complex and ridiculous characters on the show. From his wild schemes to his frequent overreactions, Randy's antics often provide some of the show's most memorable and hilarious moments. His character's growth, particularly in later seasons, has added a layer of absurdity to the show, making him a standout among the main cast. Fact 51: Trey Parker and Matt Stone's partnership is one of the cornerstones of South Park's success. The duo's close creative collaboration is visible in every aspect of the show, from writing and animation to voice acting and music composition. Their shared vision and mutual respect for each other's ideas have allowed them to push boundaries and consistently produce content that resonates with viewers. Their dynamic partnership ensures that South Park maintains its distinct voice and stays grounded in the irreverent, no holds barred humor that has made it a cultural touchstone for over 2 decades. Fact 52: One of the key elements that sets South Park apart from other animated shows is its willingness to experiment with animation techniques. While the characters and backgrounds maintain a deliberately simple, cutout aesthetic, the show has employed advanced animation tools over time to enhance the storytelling. For example, in later seasons, CGI has been used to add depth and complexity to certain scenes without compromising the signature style. This balance between simplicity and technical sophistication allows South Park to evolve visually while maintaining the charm that made it so distinctive in the first place. Fact 53: South Park has often tackled societal issues in a way that is both satirical and surprisingly empathetic. Episodes like You're Getting Old explore complex topics such as the challenges of growing up and the generational divide. The show's ability to blend humor with reflection on personal and societal struggles allows it to offer a unique perspective on human experiences. Despite the often absurd nature of the show, it uses humor to explore deeply emotional topics, encouraging viewers to reflect on their own lives while laughing at the chaos unfolding on screen. Fact 54: The show's soundtracks, including iconic songs like Kyle's Mom's a Bitch and Uncle Fucker, have become an integral part of South Park's cultural influence. These songs, often composed by Trey Parker and Matt Stone themselves, are not just catchy but also serve to underscore the show's irreverent tone. South Park's musical numbers are often as memorable as the episodes themselves, and the songs have contributed to the show's lasting legacy. Their ability to tackle taboo subjects through song paired with humor is one of the defining features of the show's unique comedic style. Fact 55: While South Park is known for its crude and satirical humor, it has often provided surprisingly insightful commentary on family dynamics. Episodes like It Hits the Fan and The List delve into the complexities of familial relationships, showing how even the most dysfunctional families can provide moments of understanding and love. The show's ability to portray these relationships with humor yet sensitivity allows it to strike a balance between absurdity and emotional depth, making the characters feel real despite their ridiculous situations. Fact 56: South Park's portrayal of the media is often a sharp critique of how news and entertainment shape public perception. Episodes like The Snook and The Big Fix use satire to comment on the manipulation of information, from political corruption to the entertainment industry's role in shaping social narratives. By using humor to expose the flaws in the media, South Park forces viewers to question the accuracy and biases of the information they consume. The show's ability to use satire to address such complex topics while making audiences laugh is part of its enduring appeal. Fact 57. The character of Towley, an anthropomorphic towel with a fondness for marijuana, is one of South Park's most bizarre but beloved characters. Towley was introduced in the show's fourth season as a helpful towel who constantly reminds the boys to don't forget to bring a towel. His absurdity and non sequitur nature make him an excellent example of the show's ability to take the most ridiculous ideas and turn them into enduring symbols of humor. Towley's catchphrase and his place in South Park's mythology reflect the show's willingness to embrace the strange and surreal. Fact 58. Over the years, South Park has grown to become a franchise that extends far beyond the TV show. The South Park video games, particularly the Stick of Truth and the Fractured But Whole, have been praised for their humor, faithful recreation of the show's world, and engaging gameplay. These games allow fans to immerse themselves in the South Park universe in a way that television cannot, offering interactive experiences while staying true to the show's tone and style. The success of these games shows the lasting appeal of South Park as a multimedia phenomenon. Fact 59. Despite its often over the top absurdity, South Park has demonstrated an unexpected ability to handle sensitive issues with care. Episodes like The Red Badge of Gayness and The Problem with a Poo delve into topics such as sexuality, race, and identity, but they do so with a nuanced approach. While the show's humor is frequently provocative, it never dismisses these complex issues. Instead, it uses satire to open up a conversation about them. By doing so, South Park challenges its audience to think critically about serious matters, all while making them laugh. Fact 60. The character of Stan Marsh is often seen as the voice of reason among the boys of South Park, representing the normal perspective in a world full of chaos. His personality is grounded in empathy and rationality, which often makes him the most relatable character to viewers. Over time, Stan's character has evolved, particularly in episodes like The Coon and You're Getting Old, where he faces personal challenges and grows emotionally. His evolution from a typical child to a more reflective, mature character reflects the show's ability to blend absurdity with real emotional depth. Fact 61. The character of Chef, voiced by Isaac Hayes, became one of South Park's most beloved figures during his time on the show. Chef's deep voice, wise advice, and his humorous songs made him a standout character. His role as the comforting, yet often sarcastic father figure added an emotional layer to the show. His soulful songs, like Chocolate Salty Balls, became iconic, helping to establish South Park's unique blend of absurdity and warmth. Chef's voice was a crucial part of South Park's early charm, and his departure from the show marked a significant turning point. Fact 62. The show's exploration of environmental issues, often with a comedic twist, has been an important theme in episodes like The Lorax and the Pandemic Special. While South Park is known for its irreverence, it also tackles real world concerns about the environment and the future of the planet. These episodes satirize the overblown concerns about environmental disasters and the commercialization of green movements, but beneath the humor, they offer an insightful critique of modern attitudes towards sustainability. The balance between absurdity and seriousness in these episodes shows the show's skill at addressing complex issues. Fact 63. Kenny McCormick's character was designed to be the ultimate tragic figure. His deaths were originally conceived as a running joke, Kenny dying in nearly every episode. However, his consistent return became a symbol of resilience, as no matter how often he died, he was always resurrected in the next episode. This cycle of life and death was eventually dropped after the show's sixth season, but became a key element of South Park's early seasons. The recurring deaths of Kenny added an existential layer to the show, reflecting on the nature of mortality and fate. Fact 64. The character of Randy Marsh has undergone a remarkable transformation since his introduction. Initially portrayed as a simple, somewhat oblivious father figure, Randy has evolved into one of the most absurd and unpredictable characters on the show. Episodes like Tegrity Farm's Halloween Special and the Pandemic Special reveal Randy's increasingly wild antics, from running his own marijuana business to getting involved in bizarre schemes. This evolution has made Randy one of the funniest and most endearing characters, providing a constant source of absurdity and humor that keeps the show fresh. Fact 65. South Park's ability to address topics that are often considered taboo has earned the show a reputation for pushing boundaries. The creators have never shied away from exploring sensitive topics like race, religion, and political correctness. Episodes like The Problem with the Pooh and Race Wars challenge conventional narratives and force viewers to confront uncomfortable truths. The show's unflinching approach to controversial issues is part of its charm, and it encourages the audience to think critically about these topics while laughing at the absurdity of the situations presented. Fact 66. The South Park movie, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, is a critical part of the show's legacy. Released in 1999, it expanded on the show's irreverent humor and brought it to the big screen. The movie was not just a longer episode, but an exploration of the show's political and social commentary. The film's central theme, which critiques censorship and the moral panic surrounding violence in media, was both bold and timely. Its success at the box office proved that South Park could tackle serious subjects while still maintaining its comedic edge. Fact 67. Throughout its long run, South Park has been known for its satirical portrayal of world events, often turning real-world situations into absurdist commentaries. The show has addressed issues such as the war on terror, political scandals, and celebrity culture with biting humor. South Park's ability to stay relevant by commenting on current events is one of its greatest strengths. The show's quick turnaround time, which allows it to address news and pop culture almost immediately, ensures that it remains a timely and vital source of satire in a fast-paced world. Fact 68. South Park has always had a unique relationship with its audience, built on trust and shared humor. The show often makes fun of its fans as much as it does mainstream culture. For example, the character of fandom in episodes like the Pandemic Special playfully criticize how people can become overly obsessed with certain trends and ideas. This self-aware approach to fandom and pop culture shows that South Park has always been willing to laugh at itself, creating a bond between the creators and their audience that is both humorous and relatable. Fact 69. In the world of South Park, no subject is too serious or taboo to be explored, even mental health. Episodes like You're Getting Old and The Fractured But Whole delve into topics like depression, anxiety, and self-discovery. These episodes portray emotional struggles in a way that's both comedic and deeply relatable, helping to normalize conversations about mental health. Despite the show's often absurd humor, it uses its platform to address serious issues with sincerity, showing how even the darkest topics can be approached with humor and compassion. Fact 70. The show's visual style, with its blocky, simple characters and minimalistic backgrounds, is one of its most recognizable features. Trey Parker and Matt Stone deliberately chose a paper cutout animation style to reflect the show's raw and unpolished approach. This visual simplicity allows the show to focus on the content, the characters, and the humor without being distracted by flashy animation. The lack of intricate details in the animation adds to South Park's charm, giving it a timeless quality that keeps it fresh even as animation technology evolves. Fact 71. Trey Parker and Matt Stone's commitment to creative freedom is evident in South Park's rebellious approach to television. They have always maintained full control over the show, refusing to conform to the standards of traditional network TV. This creative independence has allowed South Park to explore topics that many other shows would shy away from, such as controversial political issues, social taboos, and real world events. By doing so, South Park has carved out a unique space in the television landscape, allowing it to thrive on its own terms, unbound by outside influences. Fact 72. In addition to its cultural satire, South Park often parodies the world of entertainment itself. Episodes like The Simpsons Already Did It and The Entity poke fun at the absurdity of TV tropes, celebrity culture, and the entertainment industry. South Park has no problem highlighting the cliches and formulas used by other shows, making fun of its own medium in the process. This meta humor adds another layer of complexity to the show, allowing it to entertain while simultaneously critiquing the very world it inhabits, making South Park a show that's both in and out of the box. Fact 73. South Park's fearless approach to tackling political correctness has often set it apart from other shows. In The China Problem and The Book of Mormon, the show explores issues like race, identity, and cultural appropriation with a sharp, satirical lens. Rather than shying away from these issues, South Park tackles them head on, forcing the audience to confront the uncomfortable realities surrounding them. While some viewers find this approach controversial, it's precisely this willingness to challenge conventional thinking that has made South Park an enduring voice in the cultural conversation. Fact 74. Despite its crass humor, South Park often conveys deep emotional moments that resonate with its audience. Episodes like Stanley's Cup and The Tale of Scrody McBoogerballs reveal the emotional complexities of the characters, particularly Stan, who often serves as the emotional core of the show. South Park uses its wild, absurd stories as a backdrop to explore the deeper struggles of its characters, such as dealing with loss, growing up, and the search for meaning in a chaotic world. The show's blend of humor and heart has contributed to its lasting appeal. Fact 75. The relationship between Stan and Kyle is one of the most enduring and dynamic friendships in South Park. Their interactions are often laced with humor, but the bond between them runs deep. The show often portrays their friendship as a source of strength, with both characters supporting each other through difficult situations. In episodes like the Pandemic Special and A Cause for Applause, Stan and Kyle's relationship is central to the narrative, highlighting themes of loyalty, understanding, and the emotional ties that keep this group together despite their chaotic world. Fact 76. Despite the show's irreverence, South Park has had a lasting impact on social movements. The show's satirical take on various topics, including politics, gender, and human rights, has influenced the way people think about these issues. Episodes like The Stoning of Cindy McCormick and The Red Badge of Gayness offer a unique perspective on these serious subjects, using humor as a tool to open up conversations. By addressing social movements with satire, South Park encourages viewers to challenge conventional thinking and reassess their views on topics that are often considered sensitive. Fact 77. South Park's impact on modern humor is undeniable. The show has influenced not only other animated series, but also live action comedies. Its willingness to push boundaries, tackle taboo topics, and experiment with unconventional storytelling has set a new standard for television comedy. Shows like Family Guy, The Boondocks, and Rick and Morty have borrowed elements of South Park's irreverent tone, fast paced humor, and willingness to take risks. South Park's influence has permeated across genres, making it a defining show in the evolution of modern television comedy. Fact 78. The show's creators often tackle issues that other shows would avoid, and their willingness to explore uncomfortable topics has led to some of the most memorable episodes in television history. South Park has critiqued everything from pop culture icons to corporate greed to mental health with equal parts humor and sharp social commentary. Episodes like The Sissy and The Problem with Pooh address issues of gender identity and race, demonstrating the show's ability to engage with important social issues while maintaining its signature humor and absurdity. Fact 79. South Park's 1999 film, South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, was groundbreaking in many ways. Not only did it push the boundaries of animated storytelling, but it also demonstrated that a mainstream animated movie could be both successful and controversial. The film's satirical take on the war in Iraq, censorship, and media influence cemented South Park's place in the cultural zeitgeist. Despite its explicit content, the movie received critical acclaim and proved that the show could tackle serious issues while still making audiences laugh with outrageous humor and musical numbers. Fact 80. The show's ability to address the absurdity of life through its over the top humor has made South Park a symbol of both entertainment and social commentary. Episodes like The Stick of Truth and Imagination Land parody everything from fantasy tropes to video game conventions, using absurd situations to explore deeper themes of identity and reality. These surreal storylines highlight South Park's unique ability to blend ridiculousness with philosophical musings, reminding viewers that even the most absurd scenarios can offer insights into the human experience. Fact 81. The use of recurring characters and running jokes is one of South Park's trademarks. Characters like Officer Barbrady, Mr. Garrison, and Herbert Garrison evolve over time, often in surprising ways. Mr. Garrison's transition from a teacher to a politician and then back to a school figure is just one example of how the show continually reinvents its characters. This evolution is not only humorous, but also serves to highlight South Park's ability to explore and satirize real life social and political changes, making even its fictional characters reflect the shifts in the world around them. Fact 82. The town of South Park itself is a character in its own right. Its inhabitants, scenery, and even the geography serve to reflect the show's surreal tone and social commentary. Episodes like the Pandemic Special show how the town's isolation contributes to the show's exploration of contemporary issues. The constant backdrop of the snowy mountain town, coupled with the bizarre situations that arise, emphasizes the show's approach to turning the mundane into the extraordinary. South Park's setting is as much a part of the show's identity as its characters and plot lines. Fact 83. While South Park often uses irreverence to address serious topics, it also has a knack for creating moments of unexpected tenderness. Episodes like The Death of Eric Cartman and You're Getting Old explore themes of loss, growth, and change. Despite the absurdity of the show, moments like these serve to remind viewers that underneath the humor, there are real emotional struggles and vulnerabilities. The show's ability to balance dark comedy with touching moments of humanity is one of its most powerful features, creating a unique emotional depth within the chaos. Fact 84. The South Park creator's musical influence is clear in the show's episodes. Trey Parker and Matt Stone's love of musical theater is reflected in the episode's catchy songs, ranging from the uproarious Uncle Fucker to the heartfelt Blame Canada. The show regularly incorporates original music to heighten the absurdity of its storylines, while also making them more memorable. These musical interludes are often as important to the show's impact as the dialogue, creating an additional layer of engagement for viewers while adding depth to the show's larger satirical themes. Fact 85. South Park's success is not limited to the United States. The show has gained a global following, resonating with audiences across many different cultures. Its ability to comment on universal issues such as politics, religion, and human behavior makes it accessible to a wide range of viewers. From its early days as an underground phenomenon to its current status as a global franchise, South Park has managed to adapt its humor for different cultural contexts without losing its satirical edge, ensuring that its messages are understood and appreciated worldwide. Fact 86. Despite South Park's wild, irreverent tone, the show has often been used as a platform to address difficult subjects with surprisingly thoughtfulness. In episodes like the new Terrence and Phillip movie and the Red Badge of Gayness, the show tackles issues of gender, sexuality, and identity. South Park's ability to explore these complex themes in a comedic light allows it to reach a wide audience, while also starting important conversations about social issues that often remain hidden or ignored in mainstream media. Fact 87. Throughout its run, South Park has developed a reputation for not shying away from pushing the boundaries of what is acceptable on television. The creators have often responded to critics by doubling down on their approach, showing that no topic is too taboo to be explored. Whether addressing celebrity scandals, political corruption, or even cultural taboos, the show's fearless attitude towards controversial subjects is part of what has made it so influential. This approach has allowed South Park to maintain its position at the forefront of animated satire, no matter how far it pushes the envelope. Fact 88. The character of Timmy, a boy with a physical disability, is a testament to South Park's willingness to treat sensitive subjects with humor and humanity. While Timmy is often used as a comedic figure, his character is never mocked or belittled. Instead, South Park uses him as a way to explore the nature of disability and inclusion. The show's approach to characters with disabilities, like Timmy and Jimmy, helps to normalize these experiences and offer an empathetic, albeit often humorous, portrayal of their lives and struggles. Fact 89. South Park often incorporates sharp critiques of consumerism and capitalism. Episodes like The Red Hot Catholic Love and A Cause for Applause satirize the ways in which consumer culture shapes people's values, often mocking the excesses of advertising, branding, and corporate greed. The show's portrayal of capitalism is rarely kind, offering a cynical look at the ways big corporations exploit human desires and weaknesses for profit. This critique of consumerism, while delivered with humor, offers a deeper commentary on modern society's obsession with material wealth and social status. Fact 90. The show's distinctive animation style is often one of its most instantly recognizable features. The deliberately rough, cutout aesthetic is part of South Park's charm, giving it a raw, DIY feel that contrasts with the polished animations of many other shows. Trey Parker and Matt Stone intentionally chose this simplistic approach as a way of highlighting the absurdity of their content. This unpolished style allows the humor to take center stage, giving the characters and dialogue room to shine, and making South Park a visually and narratively unique experience. Fact 91. South Park's use of satire is one of its most defining features. The show doesn't just make fun of current events, it dissects them with a sharpness that challenges the status quo. Episodes like The China Problem and the Black Friday Trilogy dive deep into issues like corporate control, political corruption, and the commercialization of entertainment. This kind of biting satire, delivered through humor, forces the audience to reflect on their own beliefs and societal structures. South Park's ability to merge humor with critical commentary has made it an indispensable voice in media. Fact 92. The South Park movie Bigger, Longer, and Uncut showcases Trey Parker and Matt Stone's musical talent. The film includes several original songs that are as memorable as they are hilarious. Songs like Blame Canada and Uncle Fucker playfully satirize everything from war to censorship while maintaining the show's irreverent tone. These musical numbers, despite their crude humor, also demonstrate the creator's ability to craft catchy tunes that carry deeper cultural critiques. The movie's success proved that South Park could do more than just comedy. It could make a lasting impact through music as well. Back 93. Although South Park's humor is often controversial, the show has a remarkable ability to make fun of itself. Episodes like The Simpsons Already Did It and The Return of Chef reflect the creator's awareness of South Park's place in the world of television. The show regularly pokes fun at its own history, its impact on pop culture, and even its own production process. This self awareness adds an extra layer of meta humor to South Park, allowing the show to laugh at itself while keeping its sharp cultural critique intact. Fact 94. The development of South Park's animation style reflects the show's DIY ethos. In its early years, the show used a simple paper cutout method that intentionally mirrored the crude style of the original holiday special. Trey Parker and Matt Stone deliberately chose this minimalist approach to make the show feel unpolished and raw, which in turn reinforced the subversive nature of the humor. As the show evolved, the animation style remained simple but was upgraded to include more refined digital tools. This mix of simplicity and innovation is a key part of the show's charm. Fact 95. The introduction of South Park's infamous catchphrases, like Cartman's "Respect my authority," has become a cornerstone of the show's impact on pop culture. These memorable lines are often repeated by fans and have become part of the show's larger cultural footprint. The show's ability to create such lasting and quotable moments speaks to its influence in television. These catchphrases transcend the show itself, entering the daily lexicon of viewers and ensuring South Park's place in the cultural zeitgeist for years to come. Fact 96. One of South Park's most beloved characters is Randy Marsh, whose evolution from a background character to a central figure reflects the show's knack for turning minor roles into pivotal ones. Randy's increasingly outlandish behavior, from managing a marijuana business to engaging in bizarre schemes, has made him one of the show's most unpredictable and hilarious characters. His growth showcases how South Park takes even the simplest characters and turns them into comedic gold, allowing them to become crucial parts of the show's comedic engine while exploring broader social themes. Fact 97. South Park has addressed political correctness with both humor and critical insight. Episodes like The Sissy and The N Word dive into the nuances of gender identity and race, satirizing society's often contradictory views. These episodes balance humor with thoughtful commentary, using exaggerated situations to highlight how difficult it can be to navigate issues of identity, labels, and societal expectations. South Park's willingness to take on these sensitive topics with humor while still encouraging reflection is a testament to the show's ability to tackle cultural issues head on. Fact 98. The show's ability to stay relevant to modern audiences is rooted in its willingness to address contemporary issues almost immediately. The episodes are often written, animated, and aired within a week, allowing the creators to respond to breaking news, political scandals, and social trends with striking immediacy. This real time production process has become one of South Park's defining features, ensuring that the show remains an essential voice for commenting on the world's most pressing issues while maintaining the signature irreverence and humor. Fact 99. Over the years, South Park has expanded into various forms of media, including video games and live performances. South Park, The Stick of Truth, and South Park, The Fractured But Whole are critically acclaimed RPGs that bring the show's unique brand of humor and satire to the gaming world. These games allow fans to explore the South Park universe interactively while staying true to the show's satirical edge. South Park's success in these areas shows how the franchise has transcended television to become a multi platform experience. Fact 100. The character of Kyle Broflovsky represents the show's use of underdog characters to challenge authority and societal expectations. Kyle's determination to do the right thing, despite the chaos around him, often places him in conflict with the more cynical and self serving characters, like Cartman. Kyle's role as the moral compass of the group often positions him as a counterbalance to the other boys' antics, adding emotional depth and grounding the show's absurd scenarios in relatable human struggles, such as dealing with conflict and standing up for what's right. Fact 101. Trey Parker and Matt Stone's commitment to pushing boundaries is reflected in the ever evolving content of South Park. The creators are never afraid to address topics that may seem taboo or uncomfortable, whether it's religion, politics, or controversial figures. This fearlessness in tackling difficult subjects has been a core aspect of the show since its inception, allowing South Park to remain a voice of satirical rebellion. By refusing to shy away from sensitive material, the creators have ensured that South Park stays relevant, challenging both societal norms and expectations for animated television. Fact 102: the character of Jimmy Valmer, introduced in the show's fourth season, became a fan favorite due to his comedic yet sincere personality. Jimmy, who has a physical disability and is often portrayed as the town's aspiring comedian, serves as a reminder that humor can be used as both a coping mechanism and a way to connect with others. His character's positive can do attitude in the face of adversity provides a refreshing contrast to the more cynical characters on the show, offering moments of heart amidst the chaos and absurdity of South Park's world. Fact 103: over the years, South Park has experimented with different animation techniques to keep the show fresh. While the early seasons were marked by the crude cutout animation style, later seasons introduced computer generated imagery, CGI, to enhance certain scenes. This shift allowed for more fluid movement while maintaining the distinctive, simple aesthetic that fans love. The evolution of the show's animation, blending old school cutout techniques with modern tools, has helped South Park remain visually distinct while adapting to the changing landscape of television animation. Fact 104: South Park often uses humor to deflate serious cultural issues, turning complex societal topics into comedic material. Episodes like The Pandemic Special and The Sissy satirize the societal obsession with political correctness and identity, offering biting commentary on current events. The show's ability to highlight the absurdity of these topics while making audiences laugh is what sets it apart from other shows. By addressing important issues with humor, South Park forces viewers to consider both sides of a conversation and rethink preconceived notions in a way that's both thought provoking and entertaining. Fact 105: the relationship between the four main boys, Stan, Kyle, Cartman, and Kenny, has always been central to the show. While each boy has distinct personality traits, together they form an enduring bond that drives the show's emotional core. Stan, often the most grounded and empathetic of the group, serves as the voice of reason, while Kyle's moral compass often conflicts with Cartman's more self serving, aggressive nature. Meanwhile, Kenny's tragicomic fate and his silent yet constant presence add depth to the group dynamics, making their friendships feel more complex and genuine despite the absurd situations. Fact 106: while South Park is best known for its outrageous humor, the show's creators often use it to critique societal issues with sharp insight. Episodes like The Red Hot, Catholic Love, and Integrity Farm's Halloween Special criticize institutions such as religion and big business, questioning the values that govern society. By tackling these topics with humor and satire, South Park encourages viewers to look at these organizations critically, forcing them to question the impact of their practices on society while providing laughs along the way. Fact 107: the show's quick production cycle allows South Park to address current events almost immediately. In a world where the news cycle moves at breakneck speed, this ability to produce episodes in as little as 6 days allows the show to stay ahead of the curve. Whether it's responding to political scandals, celebrity controversies, or global crises, South Park's speed ensures that its satirical take on real world events remains relevant. This fast turnaround is a testament to the creator's work ethic and their commitment to producing timely, topical content that captures the pulse of the moment. Fact 108: South Park frequently tackles issues of gender and sexuality in a satirical yet thought provoking manner. Episodes like The Sissy and The F Word explore themes of gender identity and LGBTQ+ rights, often highlighting the absurdity of societal reactions to these issues. The show's ability to handle sensitive topics with humor and insight allows it to spark important conversations while challenging outdated views. By focusing on these issues through the lens of comedy, South Park helps normalize conversations about gender and sexuality in a way that is both accessible and impactful. Fact 109: The town of South Park itself is often used as a microcosm for larger societal issues. From the school to the town's local businesses, the setting provides a canvas for the show's creators to explore different facets of American life. Episodes like The City Part of Town and South Park is Gay show how the town's residents often mirror the larger societal structures they live in. By exaggerating these dynamics, South Park creates a space where viewers can reflect on the problems facing their own communities, all while laughing at the absurdity of the town's portrayal. Fact 110: South Park has long been recognized for its boundary pushing humor, especially when it comes to addressing political issues. The show's willingness to satirize both sides of the political spectrum, with episodes like Goobacks and the Pandemic Special, makes it a rare example of television that doesn't cater to any one ideology. By satirizing both conservative and liberal viewpoints, South Park encourages its audience to think critically about the political landscape, highlighting the ridiculousness of the polarizing nature of modern politics while offering a space for reflection and discussion. Fact 111: South Park has had a significant influence on the world of animation, particularly adult animated shows. Shows like Family Guy, The Simpsons, and Rick and Morty have all borrowed elements from South Park, whether it's the boundary pushing humor, satirical commentary, or willingness to tackle controversial topics. South Park revolutionized adult animation by proving that animated series could be just as politically relevant and socially incisive as live action TV shows. Its success has paved the way for countless other animated shows to explore similar themes with the same irreverent style and humor. Fact 112: The character of Eric Cartman is often seen as one of television's most memorable anti-heroes. His combination of selfishness, manipulation, and pure nastiness makes him an unlikely but fascinating figure. Despite his despicable actions, Cartman is also one of the funniest and most entertaining characters on the show. His over the top behavior allows South Park to explore the darker side of human nature, making him both a symbol of moral corruption and a source of comic relief. Cartman's complexity is part of what has made him an enduring, iconic character in television history. Fact 113: The show's ability to mix outrageous humor with deep cultural critique has allowed South Park to stay relevant over the years. While other shows may fall into predictable patterns or outdated jokes, South Park remains current by adapting to the cultural and political landscape. Whether responding to global events like 9/11 or addressing the right of social media influencers, South Park remains sharply attuned to the pulse of the moment. The show's ability to remain fresh while addressing pressing societal issues, is one of the key reasons for its long lasting popularity. Fact 114: the South Park movie, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, was a significant cultural moment in the late 90s. The film expanded on the show's crude humor while tackling major societal issues like censorship, the influence of the media, and freedom of speech. South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, stands as a perfect example of how the show uses absurdity to comment on real world problems, making it both a comedic and poignant piece of media. The movie's success proved that South Park could transcend the boundaries of television, cementing its place in pop culture. Fact 115: the relationship between Stan and Wendy, which started as a typical elementary school romance, has evolved throughout the show's run. Their relationship is often marked by Stan's confusion about growing up and Wendy's desire to be taken seriously. While their relationship is sometimes a subplot, it highlights South Park's ability to portray the messiness of childhood emotions and relationships. The way their bond evolves throughout the seasons offers a subtle commentary on love, maturity, and the challenges of navigating young adulthood in a chaotic world. Fact 116: South Park often uses its platform to poke fun at the world of politics, showing that no political figure is too sacred for its satire. Episodes like The Problem with the Pooh and The Stick of Truth parody the political establishment, exposing the absurdities of both major parties. Whether it's satirizing politicians for their moral hypocrisy or lampooning political correctness, South Park challenges its audience to think critically about the structures of power that govern society. The show's fearless political humor has made it a valuable cultural force for reflection and discourse. Fact 117: the show's use of guest characters often adds another layer of humor. Whether it's famous celebrities or public figures, South Park has a knack for turning real people into exaggerated versions of themselves. Episodes like The Snook and The Return of Chef often feature guest characters who play exaggerated, often ridiculous versions of themselves, poking fun at their public personas. These guest appearances are not only hilarious, but also serve to satirize the entertainment industry, showcasing South Park's ability to blend reality with its absurdist world. Fact 118: South Park's exploration of celebrity culture is often satirical, showing how fame distorts reality. Celebrities in South Park are often portrayed as self absorbed, out of touch with the real world, or completely absurd. Episodes like A Cause for Applause and the Black Friday trilogy critique the way celebrities are revered, often showing the ludicrous lengths they go to in order to maintain their status. The show's irreverence towards celebrity culture reflects its broader theme of questioning societal norms and exposing the ridiculousness of modern life, particularly the way we elevate fame. Fact 119: the South Park universe is filled with absurd but meaningful parallels to real life, such as the relationships between the characters' families. The show has often used its setting as a way of examining the dysfunctional nature of family dynamics. Episodes like The Last of the Mohicans and The Red Hot Catholic Love humorously critique the ways families handle difficult situations, often showing how dysfunction can lead to both hilarious and heartfelt moments. These family dynamics ground the absurd situations, making the chaos feel real and relatable to the audience. Fact 120: the show's voice acting is one of its most distinctive features, with Trey Parker and Matt Stone providing the voices for nearly every character. This not only adds a personal touch to each character, but also contributes to the show's unique sound. Parker and Stone's ability to perform multiple voices across a wide range of characters adds a layer of intimacy to South Park. Their vocal talents help define the personalities of the characters, making them instantly recognizable and enhancing the show's overall comedic impact. Fact 121: South Park has a long tradition of tackling pop culture phenomena with sharp satire. Episodes like The Pandemic Special and The City Part of Town spoof everything from celebrity culture to political correctness, showing the absurdity of modern obsessions. The show's ability to take real world trends and exaggerate them to ridiculous extremes has been key to its success. By exaggerating the ridiculousness of these trends, South Park both entertains and critiques, providing its audience with a humorous reflection on how these phenomena influence society and culture. Fact 122: The show's creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, are known for their willingness to take risks and experiment with new storytelling techniques. South Park often uses unconventional episode formats, like the two-part Imagination Land saga and the interactive narrative of the Black Friday trilogy. This flexibility allows the show to evolve in response to both cultural shifts and the changing landscape of television. It also ensures that South Park never becomes stale, constantly introducing new and inventive ways to engage viewers while maintaining its core satirical spirit. Fact 123: The South Park universe is populated with dozens of memorable secondary characters, from the intimidating Mr. Mackey to the lovable and clueless Randy Marsh. These characters add depth and variety to the show, enriching the storytelling with their unique quirks and behaviors. While they may not always be in the spotlight, their roles are essential in driving the humor and serving as comic foils to the primary cast. The supporting characters often provide hilarious subplots or reactions that elevate the show's ensemble dynamic and give South Park its distinctive flavor. Fact 124: The character of Cartman, while often a source of hatred due to his extreme behavior, is one of South Park's most complex figures. His tendency to manipulate others, his often bigoted views, and his selfish desires make him an unlikely anti hero. However, his outrageous behavior is also a source of dark humor, allowing the audience to see the darker side of human nature while simultaneously laughing at the absurdity of his actions. Cartman is a paradox, evil, yet incredibly entertaining, making him one of the show's most unforgettable characters. Fact 125: South Park has continuously pushed boundaries when it comes to addressing the intersection of technology and society. Episodes like The Streaming Wars and The Sissy comment on issues like social media addiction, the commercialization of the internet, and privacy concerns. By taking on these contemporary issues, South Park remains relevant in an increasingly digital world. The show satirizes the complexities and contradictions inherent in modern technology, often highlighting how individuals are both empowered and controlled by digital platforms, all while keeping the humor as sharp as ever. Fact 126: One of the key elements of South Park's success is its ability to mix absurd humor with poignant commentary. Episodes like You're Getting Old and The Pandemic Special touch on themes like personal growth, family dynamics, and societal upheaval, yet they are framed in the most outlandish, comedic situations. This juxtaposition of the serious and the absurd allows South Park to delve into profound topics in a way that feels both entertaining and insightful. It's a delicate balance that the show pulls off brilliantly, engaging the audience on both an intellectual and emotional level. Fact 127: the influence of South Park extends beyond television into the world of video games. South Park, The Stick of Truth, and South Park, The Fractured But Whole are both highly regarded RPGs that bring the show's irreverent humor and unique animation style to life in an interactive format. These games allow players to immerse themselves in the South Park universe, while the gameplay remains true to the show's spirit of satirical humor. The success of these games highlights the franchise's broad appeal and its ability to cross over into different media while maintaining its signature voice. Fact 128: the show's focus on family dynamics and the dysfunction of family life is an ongoing theme in South Park. Episodes like The Last of the Mohicans and Raising the Bar explore the chaos that comes with family interactions, from sibling rivalries to parents' mistakes. Despite the absurdity of the show's scenarios, South Park often highlights real emotional struggles, using humor to examine the complexities of love, loyalty, and family expectations. The dynamic between characters like Stan and his father, Randy, exemplifies how even the most ridiculous characters can experience genuine growth. Fact 129: South Park's exploration of the absurdity of consumer culture is often showcased through satirical storylines that critique advertising, capitalism, and the quest for materialism. Episodes like The Red Hot Catholic Love and The Pandemic Special target the commercialization of everything from religion to holidays, illustrating how easily societal values can be exploited for profit. Through its sharp commentary on consumerism, South Park exposes how consumer culture shapes behavior, often turning personal desires and values into commodities to be sold to the highest bidder, all while delivering laughs and keeping the satire biting. Fact 130: the show's animation style, which remains intentionally simple, has been integral to South Park's identity. Trey Parker and Matt Stone have often cited the show's cutout aesthetic as part of its charm. This unpolished look allows the show to focus on the characters and humor without being distracted by flashy graphics or excessive detail. The simplicity of the animation complements the raw, straightforward nature of the show, giving it a timeless quality that has aged well over the years. The lack of complicated animation also mirrors the show's no frills, direct approach to satire and humor. Fact 131: South Park often explores the absurdity of fame and celebrity culture. Episodes like The Sissy and Integrity Farm's Halloween special mock the way society elevates famous figures, often turning them into caricatures of themselves. These episodes satirize how celebrities are treated as infallible, untouchable icons, and how the public's obsession with them can lead to absurd and ridiculous situations. By lampooning the world of fame and its impact on society, South Park challenges the reverence we place on celebrities, showing how they, too, are vulnerable to the same chaos and irrationality that everyone else faces. Fact 132: the character of Butters Stotch is a perfect example of South Park's ability to balance innocence with dark humor. Butter's naive personality and constant state of confusion make him an easy target for manipulation and ridicule. However, his pure hearted nature and the sometimes tragic situations he finds himself in add a layer of sympathy to his character. As South Park has evolved, Butters has been given more depth, showcasing his ability to endure the bizarre world around him and making him one of the most relatable and endearing characters on the show. Fact 133: South Park's fearless approach to political satire is one of its defining features. The show does not shy away from mocking both sides of the political spectrum, which makes it unique compared to other mainstream TV shows. Episodes like Goobacks and the Pandemic Special take aim at both liberal and conservative ideals, revealing the flaws and absurdities in each. By satirizing politicians, policies, and social movements, South Park maintains its stance as a show that critiques the systems of power and shows how both sides are often equally guilty of perpetuating societal issues. Fact 134: The show's ability to balance absurdity with social critique is part of what makes South Park so unique. Whether it's using an outrageous plot like The Stick of Truth, or a seemingly random scenario involving aliens or time travel, the show manages to blend ridiculousness with sharp commentary on real world issues. This balance ensures that South Park is not just a source of humor, but also a platform for reflection, challenging viewers to think critically about everything from politics to social media, all while being entertained by the show's signature absurdity. Fact 135: One of South Park's recurring themes is its exploration of the absurdity of everyday life. Episodes like The Tale of Scrody McBoogerballs and You're Getting Old show how even the most mundane situations can be exaggerated to the point of absurdity. These episodes often portray everyday struggles in a humorous light, showing how life's trivialities can become overblown in a world full of chaos and confusion. This is a key element of South Park's humor, taking the everyday and turning it into something larger than life, without losing sight of the deeper truths beneath. Fact 136: The character of Mr. Garrison has undergone one of the most dramatic transformations throughout South Park's run. Initially portrayed as a typical school teacher, Mr. Garrison has been through multiple identity changes, including transitioning from a man to a woman and eventually back to a man. This fluidity in his character reflects the show's ability to explore themes of gender and identity in a satirical yet insightful manner. Mr. Garrison's evolution showcases the show's willingness to challenge traditional norms and its capacity to tackle sensitive issues with humor while still providing depth to its characters. Fact 137: Despite its crude humor, South Park often delves into complex emotional territory. Episodes like Stanley's Cup and the death of Eric Cartman explore themes of friendship, betrayal, and personal growth. These episodes, while still maintaining the show's signature absurdity, allow the characters to experience moments of vulnerability and introspection. This emotional depth sets South Park apart from other animated shows, as it balances the outrageous humor with reflections on human relationships and the struggles that come with growing up, making it a more well-rounded and insightful series than it may initially appear. Fact 138: Throughout its run, South Park has addressed the growing influence of technology on society. From the rise of social media to the commercialization of the internet, episodes like The Sissy and The Streaming Wars critique how technology has transformed everything from personal relationships to politics. The show's commentary on the impact of technology is often satirical, but it also highlights the ways in which these changes have affected social norms and human behavior. By incorporating modern tech culture into its storylines, South Park keeps its humor relevant while offering a critical lens on the digital age. Fact 139. The show's creators are known for their ability to write and animate episodes in a shockingly short amount of time, often completing an entire episode within a week. This fast production cycle allows South Park to remain highly relevant, addressing current events with immediacy that no other show can match. This quick turnaround time is one of the reasons South Park has maintained its edge, consistently delivering content that reflects the ever changing political and social landscape. The creators' ability to work at such a fast pace is a testament to their commitment to the show's satirical purpose. Fact 140. South Park has been praised for its approach to mental health, using humor to normalize discussions about depression, anxiety, and other psychological issues. Episodes like You're Getting Old and The Fractured But Whole depict characters dealing with emotional struggles, showing that even in a world of chaos, vulnerability is a common experience. By using its characters to address mental health in a satirical yet empathetic manner, South Park contributes to a larger cultural conversation, allowing its audience to reflect on their own emotional well being while laughing at the absurdity of life. Fact 141. South Park has always been at the forefront of animated television, particularly in terms of its commentary on modern politics. Episodes like the Pandemic Special and the Black Friday Trilogy dive into current political events with sharp wit, often satirizing both major political parties. The show's satirical lens forces viewers to question the political system, using humor to reveal the absurdity of the way politics often plays out. By targeting politicians, social movements, and global events, South Park provides an outlet for social commentary that is as thought provoking as it is entertaining. Fact 142. The character of Towley, a talking towel addicted to marijuana, exemplifies South Park's ability to take the most absurd concepts and turn them into memorable figures. Introduced in the show's fourth season, Towley is part of the series' surreal world, where even the simplest ideas are given life in the most unexpected ways. Despite his ridiculousness, Towley's character, with his constant catchphrase, "Don't forget to bring a towel," has become a cult favorite. Towley highlights South Park's knack for mixing absurdity with social commentary, giving viewers a comedic reflection on addiction and escapism. Fact 143. South Park's ability to address issues of social justice and equality is evident in its sharp critique of race, gender, and societal roles. Episodes like The Red Badge of Gayness and The F Word explore topics of LGBTQ rights and gender identity, often with a subversive approach. While the humor can be blunt, the underlying message often challenges societal norms, encouraging viewers to question preconceived notions. The show uses satire to expose the absurdity of discrimination and offers a humorous yet insightful take on social justice issues that are still relevant today. Fact 144. The show's willingness to parody nearly every element of pop culture is a testament to its influence. From Star Wars to Game of Thrones, South Park has spoofed nearly every cultural phenomenon, adding its own twist to these iconic stories. Episodes like Imagination Land and the Black Friday Trilogy merge parody with original storytelling, allowing the show to playfully reimagine classic narratives. This ability to blend existing pop culture references with South Park's distinct humor allows the show to stay fresh while still resonating with fans who are familiar with the subjects being satirized. Fact 145: the South Park movie, bigger, longer, and uncut, not only extended the show's crude humor to the big screen, but it also showcased the show's ability to take on cultural and political issues in a much grander scope. The film tackles themes like censorship, freedom of speech, and the impact of the media on society, all while retaining the show's signature humor. Its success at the box office and with critics proved that South Park could do more than entertain. It could challenge societal norms on a larger stage and continue to be a voice of satire. Fact 146: the character of Kyle Broflovsky often represents the moral center of South Park. His struggles with his identity as a Jewish child in a predominantly non Jewish town provide both humor and depth to the show. In episodes like The Passion of the Jew and Jubilee, Kyle's Jewish heritage is both a source of conflict and humor, while also serving as a reflection on cultural identity and religious differences. Kyle's character evolves over time, showing how the show can combine humor with serious commentary on cultural inclusion and the challenges of growing up in a diverse society. Fact 147: throughout its run, South Park has continuously pushed boundaries in terms of its content and the way it tackles controversial topics. The show's fearless approach to censorship and its willingness to take on everything from politics to religion has led to its recognition as one of the most subversive shows on television. Episodes like Trapped in the Closet and The Sissy highlight the show's ability to address complex issues like religion and gender identity with humor, challenging the status quo and offering fresh perspectives on topics often considered too sensitive for mainstream television. Fact 148: the relationship between Stan and his father, Randy Marsh, provides an interesting dynamic in South Park's exploration of father son relationships. Randy's increasingly outlandish behavior, from his involvement in the marijuana industry to his bizarre public antics, has made him one of the show's most unpredictable characters. Despite his eccentricities, Randy's love for his son and the complexities of their relationship add an emotional layer to the show. This relationship illustrates how South Park manages to balance absurdity with moments of real emotional depth, making the characters feel more grounded despite their chaotic world. Fact 149: South Park's social commentary often critiques the commercialization of every aspect of life. From religion to holidays, the show has regularly explored how capitalism takes something meaningful and turns it into a commodity. Episodes like The City Part of Town and The Sissy take on consumer culture, showing how even the most sacred aspects of life can be co opted for profit. The show's irreverent humor draws attention to the absurdity of consumerism, encouraging viewers to reflect on how easily societal values can be manipulated by corporations and marketers. Fact 150: in its early years, South Park was a raw, unpolished show that deliberately embraced a crude aesthetic. However, over the years, the show's animation has evolved without losing its distinctive charm. The simple cutout animation style, which was originally a product of necessity, has become one of South Park's trademarks. Despite its growth in technical sophistication, the show has maintained a minimalist aesthetic that ensures the focus stays on the characters, humor, and satirical content. This simplicity allows South Park to remain unique and easily recognizable, ensuring its place as a cultural icon. Thank you for drifting with me through the world of South Park tonight. I hope these facts have brought both amusement and reflection, and that you're now ready to relax and unwind. Let the silliness and satire of the show stay with you as you gently fall into sleep with a peaceful mind and a light heart. May your dreams be filled with creativity and your thoughts clear and calm. Good night, dear friend. Sweet dreams.